Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Investing Explained. Here's today's question. In a market that is, arguably expensive, I think a lot of people would agree that generally across the US markets are pretty expensive right now. How do you find undervalued properties, whether it be for a flip or a rental?
I think a lot of people say, you can't find a deal now. And they're basing that on the fact that there aren't that many foreclosures and how easy it was to get deals after the housing crash. So I agree, it is much tougher to get deals now than after the housing crash, but it was much tougher to get deals before the housing crash and the last 30 years prior to that too. And there are still real estate investors that entire time. And some people got spoiled, I think, because there were so many foreclosures. But like I said earlier, no matter what market you're in, you're going to be able to find deals. And sure, they might not be as cheap as they were 10 years ago, but you base a deal off what market value is now, not what it was 10 years ago. So for flipping houses, you base what your discount is based off current prices. You're getting a rental, you base your cash flow off what current rentals are. And it can be tough, especially with rentals, to cash flow now because prices have gone up a lot higher than rental property rents have gone up. And I found that in my area too. And I think we'll talk about that, but that's why I switched to commercial rentals. So for flips, it's all about just figuring out how to get that deal and really diversifying how you find deals. So we'll buy deals from wholesalers, the MLS, auctions sometimes. Sometimes we do our own marketing, driving for dollars, all types of ways, for sale by owner, Zillow, even Facebook we've bought a property on before. So it's just diversifying and really systematizing how you find those deals. And there will always be deals in any market. And a lot of times I hear people say, I can't get deals in my market. It's impossible. All the other investors are buying them first. It's like, well, obviously there's deals. Other investors are buying them. You just need to make sure you're the one who's getting those deals before them or figuring out how they're doing it. So you can get a deal in any market. It's just a matter of knowing values, knowing the ways to get that deal, and knowing your numbers.
That's the key. There is always deals. There will always be deals. I agree. I think that the market is expensive, but it's just not as easy as it once was. It's not like you're going to be able to go on the MLS or you're going to go on to Zillow and find 10 different deals that you could buy and you're going to cash flow $200, $250 a door, right? You're going to have to put in a lot of work. You might have to drive for dollars. You might need to build relationships and network for 6 months before you actually get a broker that'll send you deals. So there's definitely deals out there that you can find. It just takes some work. And for some people, like me personally, maybe you go outside your market. I invest a lot long distance. So I live just north of Boston and we live in a pretty expensive market. And I was able to find much better cash flowing deals down in Texas. And so I do a lot of investing down there. And so maybe you could go that route and you could invest long distance as well.
Yep, for sure. And, I thought that route too, because in Colorado, our prices, skyrocketed. And I bought 16 rental properties from 2010 to 2015. And I stopped because it got so expensive. And I was going to go down to Florida and buy properties. But that's when I discovered commercial properties here in Colorado and that I could cash flow with them. So it's kind of like, there's a number of ways. You can go to different markets, or you can even just look at different niches inside your own market.
That's all for this episode of Real Estate Investing Explained. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or subscribe to our YouTube channel to get even more free content.